Okay, today we are going to do revision and editing, but first we are going to sign up for Formative. And what that's going to look like is when you're in Canvas, I need you to click on Announcements over here on the side, and then it should pop up with all of the announcements. The ones that I've done the most recently should be at the top. If you're not in fourth period, it won't say fourth. So whatever class you're in, click on the one that says Formative Sign Up, and then click where it says click here to sign up for, and then click on whatever period you're in. Then if you have never used Formative before, you'll have to click on create student account, and then make sure you click on Google. Do not type anything in. Click on Google, and then it'll ask you to choose an account. Make sure you click your school account so that I can grade you on this, otherwise you'll get a 0 and nobody wants that. And then it should auto-generate your first name and your last name, and then click Let's Go. It should automatically put you into my class. If it didn't, go back to the announcements and click on this again, and it should automatically add you to my class after you click on that a second time. But for most people, it works the first time. And then you'll click on whatever period you're in, and then it will open the formatives that we have. I really like this program because it helps me keep good data. It keeps the records for me on all of the standards for the different questions, and it's just really good for me to have as a teacher to see where you guys are at. So you'll click on Summary, Would You Marry a Stranger? And then it should look like this. So the first part of this that we're going to work on today is just for question number 1, you're going to type in your summary that you wrote in class. If you've been gone and you typed a summary, just copy and paste it in here. And then it says, write a summary of the article that reflects a 3 or proficient on all sections of the rubric. Obviously, you can't read that because it's tiny, so you click on it and it will make it bigger. You should understand that I was going to grade you on a rubric because it's been in all of the other videos. I've said it countless times in class that this is the rubric I'm using to grade you. So you'll type your summary in right here, and then once you type your summary in, we are actually going to do revisions today. And to do revisions, you have to understand the difference between revisions and editing, and then you are going to revise and edit using the rubric. When we define the word revision, it's re, which means again, and vision, which means to see. So revision is literally to look at your paper again, and you are going to add, subtract, move, or even change the text that you write to make sure that you are focusing on the big idea of what you want your summary to have in it. What you will need is your rubric, because this is what I am grading you on, a pencil, and your revision paper. If you don't have the revision paper because you're at home, just make sure you're using your rubric because you're likely going to be doing this on your own. But if you're in class, we will have used a partner. But make sure you for sure have your rubric and you are just basically going through the checklist to make sure that you're going to get full points on your summary. So this is what it will look like to revise a peer's paper or your own if you're doing it at home. This is my summary, and this is the paper. The first thing you're going to do is put your name on your partner's paper, not your own, because you are grading or revising your partner's paper. So you'll put your name right here up at the top, and then it should have your partner's name up here. Then you are going to go through this and make sure that they get full points. If you can't remember, look at the rubric. So like the first one said, includes a topic sentence and captures the central idea. If you're like, I don't know if they did that, look at your rubric and say, okay, the topic sentence, which is your first sentence, has to talk about the central idea. The central idea is what the whole article is about. Did they do that? I did it, and so I got a 3. If you give a 3 to a peer, you do not have to give suggestions for improvement because they can't do it any better. They got a 3. That's full points. However, on this one, states the title and author, I only got a 2 because I did not capitalize do, and I also put an apostrophe and not a quotation mark around the title. So I don't have proper grammar for the title. So this person who was grading my paper or revising it told me exactly how to get full points. They said you need to capitalize do and you need to end it with a quotation mark. This tells me exactly how to go from a 2 to a 3. Next, includes only the main ideas. I got a 3. If you want to, you can say like good job. So I deleted everything that wasn't needed to understand the central idea of the whole article. Great job. This one paraphrases information and uses academic language. I got a 2. So they have to give me a suggestion for improvement. It said you put responded as an academic word, but it doesn't make sense in that sentence. I would put answered again. So they're talking about right here. I said that the people didn't know what to say when they responded, and they felt like that didn't make sense. If it doesn't make sense, I didn't do a good job with my academic language and I made my writing worse. So they're saying do answer it again so that it makes better sense. That's perfect feedback. Next, follows the same organizational structure as the author. 3, because I literally just stayed in the exact same whatever the author said. I made sure I put it in that same order. So I got full points. 3 on uses transition words. Again, they didn't have to, but they said all of your transitions link your sentence together so it makes sense why they are by each other. Amazing. And then includes a concluding sentence. They didn't give me feedback on this one because I got full points on it and they didn't need to. Your feedback has to help your peer improve their writing. If you just say you didn't do it, that doesn't help the person become a better writer. If you say something like you suck at writing, not only does that not help, but it will also get you a 0 on this assignment that you cannot make up because that is bullying behavior and we do not allow that at our school. Revising is scary and it's difficult to do with a partner, so you need to make sure that while you're being kind, you're also helping your peers become better writers. You don't have to give them 3s all the way down and say, oh my gosh, you're so amazing when they didn't do it, because that's not kind. You're going to make them get a bad grade. What is kind is saying, hey, you didn't do this, but here's how you can make it better and still get full points. That's kind. So if you were in class, we would do one partner at a time and then switch. But if you're doing it at home, have somebody help you, either a parent or a sibling, to have them look at it. So it's not just you looking at your paper over and over again. Next, we're going to do editing, which basically just deals with the surface level of writing, which is grammar and punctuation. When you are editing, you want to not rethink everything about your paper. That was the revision section. You're just going to be looking at things like spelling, grammar, and sentence structure with punctuation. So this is what mine looks like right now. Normally with editing, you don't have to do this with another partner until you've already gone through it yourself and gone through this checklist to make sure that you have all of these things. So it should look something like this, where you have your name, my name, 8th grade English, the date that your paper is due, and then you'll put summary of why do we say hello as your title. Mine wouldn't indent because it was in a slideshow, but normally you should indent. You're turning this in on Formative. If it won't let you indent, you're fine. You'll still get full points for the conventions as long as you have these different aspects. Of the 2 processes, which one took more time? Revision usually takes a lot more time because you're completely rearranging everything. Editing takes a lot less time. So hopefully you have revised, you've edited your summary using the rubric, so you're going to get full points, and then we will continue turning it in next week.